it is with great pleasure that I present to you this very special lady, Maya Soetoro Ing.
Aloha. This is quite a party. Let me just say that the reason I am here today is because I am speaking before Neil rather than after. I gotta tell you a story. There's a story behind that statement, and that is that one of the first times that I campaigned for my brother, it was at the Bishop Museum. Anybody here who was also there that day? There you go. So I was nervous, incredibly nervous, because as a classroom teacher, I was accustomed to speaking within the safe confines of my classroom. And this was way too open. But I planned a speech, I planned it carefully. It was 5 minutes, no more. I had been coached on it, and I had my talking points, and I felt pretty good about it. It was a gorgeous day at the Bishop Museum, and then they lined me up, and I realized that Neil Abercrombie, our congressman, was going to speak before me. So he got up there, and people, let me tell you, the mongoose and birds scattered through the ohia, the skies parted and thunderbolts came down. The waves started crashing, and people listened. And this man spoke for 30 minutes, I think. That's why I laugh today when I see he's on program for only 10. We'll see if he can handle it. But he spoke for 30 minutes eloquently and passionately about why my brother needed to become president. And I have to say that within that 30 minutes, he made every single point that I had planned on making, every single rather nuanced, sophisticated point, I might add, and I was left with nothing to say. I had nothing to say. And I went to the people who had organized the event, and I whispered in their ear just before going up, I said, "Never, ever do that to me again. I will never speak after the congressman." And so today I'm here speaking before him, happily, and reminiscing and looking back over the last couple of years and over the last decades at what he has accomplished. The truth is that that kind of passion that I witnessed that day, that we all did, is rare in a man, and it's rare in a politician, particularly because it was genuine. And that day he was engaging so passionately on behalf of my brother and the campaign, but I have seen him since and before engage with equal vigor and passion for causes about which he cares and for people for whom he cares. And I really think that at this juncture in our state, we need someone with that kind of passion to harness all of the great potential of this state. We are so abundantly blessed here in Hawaii. Hawaii is as important as any place on earth today for so many reasons. The things that we are doing in terms of sustainability and environment, the things we are doing on behalf of peace and aloha. Those are really critical things. I had dinner with Neil, my husband and I, in D.C. before we left, and we said, so, you know, how do you feel? Obviously, D.C. will never be the same. He's an impossible act to follow. And it was with some sadness initially that we heard that he was going to be leaving. And he said, I feel great. I am so excited. I am charged. I'm invigorated. I feel like I'm bounding. I'm leaping. And you could see when he was talking that on the one hand, he was this sort of seasoned, experienced politician. And on the other hand, he was like a young man going out on his vision quest, right? He was like, there was something really boyish and genuinely sweet about his enthusiasm. And I'm sure he will tell you today that that goes undiminished. He has been spending a lot of time on the outer islands and wandering through many communities and talking. And every time I talk to him, he says, I'm having so much fun. If I was having any more fun, they'd have to arrest me. Have you guys heard him say that? Yeah. And I think that's what we need. We need that kind of enthusiasm because I feel excited when I listen to him. It's contagious. And I think he's doing it right. In May sometime, early May, I'm participating in this educational forum. And we're gathering together with teachers and educators, parents, and citizens to talk about education and what needs to happen in public schools. And maybe because Neil's parents were educators, you know, he very clearly has a sympathetic, empathetic, compassionate ear. He's really having conversations with people. And you can see he's not going to micromanage. He's going to listen and take their suggestions and their vision and make room for innovation. So I'm excited to be in this state at this time with a man who has clearly found his path and his joy. Please welcome to the stage Congressman Neil Abercrombie, our next governor.